Good morning, good evening, and good day, Croissant, and welcome to Flexy Fridays, your weekly roundup of the world of music as we perceive it to be here in sunny Wrexham. Today, we have been joined by some members of Buckley-based rock band Blueberry Hawks. And as we have multiple interviewees from the band, I'm going to have to ask that each of you introduce yourselves individually. So, who are you and what are your roles within Blueberry Hawks?
I'm Matt Nixon and I'm the lead singer.
I'm Martin Evans. I'm the drummer and I also help out doing some bits with like our video content and stuff like that online as well. Yeah, it's good to be on the show.
Yeah, my name's Mike Dunn. I'm rubbish with technology, as evidence. I'm one of the guitarists and also one of the songwriters as well.
Awesome. Well, it is lovely to meet you all and thank you for joining us on the show this week. So let's start with an easy question. How are you all doing today?
Yeah, great. For a Monday?
Good. Really good. Just warmed up. We were filming a bit of content for a music video that we're going to launch the next week yesterday. So we were outside for 3 hours. It was freezing. But just about warmed up now. So yeah, good to go.
Yeah, it wasn't very rock and roll. I spent the rest of the day under a blanket by a radiator.
Well, that is, well, there we go. Straight away, something to look forward to. You got a music video coming out. So has 2022 been off to a good start for Blueberry Hawks so far?
Yeah, I mean, just for a bit of background on us, we formed the week before lockdown actually happened. Just all got together and we had one practice and then lockdown happened. So we started putting out content, all obviously filmed socially distance-wise, and recorded and then pulled together by one of the other guys in the band, Boz. And yeah, we just really enjoyed it and got getting to know each other a bit better. And we've been writing Mike and Boz have been writing our own songs and pulling them together. It's all kind of coming into fruition now, really. So yeah, as we said, we've got a video coming out soon. We're also launching an EP via all the platforms on the 5th of February, the same night that we actually play our first gig in Chester in the Saddle, or Grosvenor 21 in the Saddle.
Oh, nice one.
So everything's kind of all coming together right at this moment in time. We're starting to book in gigs now for 2022. So any venues in your area, then please get via our page and we'll be happy to have a look at the diary. Yeah,
100%. I would encourage anyone in the local area to book this act right now. I mean, if you're not convinced yet, I'm sure you will be once we've had a listen to a couple of tunes that you guys have sent over. So where did the idea to all start working together as Blueberry Hawks come from?
Well, it was a couple of years ago. It was because, I mean, we're all friends, and we sort of just got together. There was another lad who sort of wrote lyrics to a song. So we all a couple of us came together to record, and then it's just sort of developed from there, really. We didn't really set out to be a proper band, but I think Martin decided to learn the drums. So, you know, we kind of just sort of developed from there. Matt came in as the singer just before lockdown, as he said. So yeah, it's kind of really developed from us just being a bunch of mates who've got similar tastes in music to just, you know, getting together and thinking, do you know what, could actually see us enjoying doing this and going out and, you know, playing gigs. And then, you know, we've got a couple of songwriters and I know people and others in the band getting involved in the sort of songwriting aspects of it as well. So it's kind of developed organically, really. You know, we didn't set out to be a band or anything like that. It just, you know, all of a sudden we just think, well, we've got the gear for it. We've got everything available. And because of lockdown, we've learned a load of covers and we knew we had some original material anyway. So we just thought, why not?
Nice one. So it's sort of come together very organically then.
Yeah, well, I mean, like I said, it's just a bunch of friends who got together. We've got similar tastes in music. You know, we all knock about with each other, you know, of a Friday and Saturday night anyway. So, you know, we just thought, why not?
Yeah. And how would you describe the music that you play as a band?
I think it's very heavily influenced from like the sort of the Britpop era, indie style of music. I think we're quite a few different ages in the band, so we've got Matt that's a little over 40. I hope he doesn't mind me saying, and I'm sort of kind of closest to 35. So our kind of interest span a broad range of artists and and kind of years of music. So it's very, very focused towards indie sort of rock and roll, and kind of that's the style of covers that we play. And I'm sure once you play out our originals, you'll see that kind of the songs that we've written have very much come from that direction as well.
Okay. So could you name any influences that have inspired you when making music?
Yeah, certainly. I mean, from my perspective, it's all around sort of probably the obvious choices, really, like Oasis and the Verve, all those kind of bands, and then into the into sort of the Foo Fighters later on, etc. But I'll hand over to Mike because he's got quite an eclectic taste in music, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I tend to listen to bands that maybe the mainstream don't really listen to. I'm quite influenced by like Guided by Voices and Pavement and a band, quite a lot of American bands as well, like the Old Season, Ty Segall, and people like that, and Mets, who I've got on my t-shirt as well. So yeah, I mean, I tend to listen to a lot of stuff that it's never going to sell records, and probably for good reason. It's not really for the mainstream, but I like to kind of hide a little every now and again, just something that's influenced by something not from the norm in there.
Yeah, mine's very much the 90s era, so like Charlatans, Seahorses, Oasis, obviously. And as Martin said more later on, the Foo Fighters, any kind of rock and roll, really. Nirvana, I loved. But then going back, my people in my family have always listened to music, so I've always had like Bowie, the Eagles, Dr. Hook, So yeah, got quite a range myself. Not as weird as Mike's, but a range of years rather than strange bands.
Yeah. So there's certainly a lot of influences coming together in your act by the sounds of things. So I think before we discuss the music any further, it's about time we take a listen to an original Blueberry Hawks tune. So this right here is Shiner.
seen, it's no surprise. Give me some room to reminisce. I swear it happened just like this. Cherry red, put your nonsense to bed. Leave your thoughts in your head. Don't really mind, pass me the wine. Give me some time and I'll forget those words you said.
That was a decent tune right there from Blueberry Hawks. That was Shiner. Now, of course, recent events, which we need waste no time really discussing, have had a huge impact on many musicians being allowed to play live. So I am curious as to when and where was your last gig as a band?
Well, our last gig was at the Boot in North Hall, and it was the Saturday before all of the additional restrictions kicked in. You know, Mark Drayford did the rule of six, and quite a lot of the sort of nightclubs shut and things like that. So it was very much touch and go whether we were going to be able to play on the night. Thankfully, we were, and yeah, I think we got that one in there just in time.
Yeah. There's a good crowd in there that night as well. It was actually Mad Friday, wasn't it, rather than the Saturday? It was the Mad
yeah.
when everyone broke up. So yeah, we played the. We actually played there in our second ever gig last August time, or bank holiday, and it was an outdoor event. And it was kind of just after lockdown restrictions had been lifted, so it was in the afternoon on a Sunday, on a bank holiday Sunday. It was a really amazing gig. And we were spoiled really. It was probably our second gig, and there was 200 people outside, and everyone was well up for a party. So yeah, we've done a few after that, and reflected back to the Boot a couple of times.
Okay, so where has been each of your favourite venues to play at so far?
Yeah, I think I can. I think I'll probably just echo what the lads have just said. I think playing at the Boot. Back in August, we were absolutely spoiled, and we're already sort of in discussions with the venue to kind of repeat it again this year. But yeah, that's it from me. Definitely the Boot in Northup.
Oh, yeah, we were supposed to play the TIV in December, but unfortunately that ended up getting cancelled. So that would have been nice. But yeah, the Boot was probably the best place, the one where the crowd were really up for it. They'd been out since about 1 o'clock that afternoon, so we did get quite a raucous crowd.
Yeah, I'd probably echo the same again. It was the Boot. What I would say though, on our behalf, well, speaking on behalf of the other lads, is we've come a long way since then. That was our second gig, so we were still really. Well, I know I personally was really nervous. Still, it was only the second time I'd ever done a gig. And there's only Boz in our band who's ever done gigs before outside of the Blueberry Hawks. And so, yeah, I think now we're a lot tighter. We know, we can bounce off each other a bit more, interact with the crowd a lot more. It's definitely come along since then. But no, it was just a really good atmosphere, and I really enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to the next one.
Oh, nice one. It's good to hear that you were so well received on like only your second gig as well. Like it takes a lot of bands a long time to build up a sort of response like that from the audience. So if you could take this music on tour anywhere in the world, what are some places you might like to explore?
I know personally I'd like to play Primavera Sound in Barcelona because I go there every year anyway. So I know it's a very good festival right by the sea. Part of it's on the beach as well. And yeah, it's very much a sort of alternative crowd, and I think we'd fit right in.
Yeah, I'd love to do any kind of big festival. I think that'd just be like mind blowing to do something like that. But probably one of my iconic venues is on the LA Strip in Los Angeles, because I used to love I still do love Guns N' Roses, and so I'd love to play a few of the bars down that strip. I'm sure it could go off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm probably a little bit more grounded. I think somewhere for me, like, getting back into the TIV, because that's just kind of an iconic venue from where we're from, and even pushing the boundaries a little bit, maybe getting in the Cavern Club in Liverpool, because that's, again, it's a really iconic venue that, a wide variety of artists have played at over the years.
Oh, yeah. Well, let's hope someone on the booking team for either of those venues hopefully just happens to be watching. So would each of you be able to share with me a personal highlight from your time together as a band?
Me personally, and this is really selfish, and I do apologise if it comes across as selfish. The first gig that we played, even though it was in our local, one of the first songs that I wrote that you played, Shiner, it got quite a round of applause, and I got one person saying it was the best song of the set. So that's probably my highlight, just that one person who really resonated with that song. I mean, obviously we performed that song really well anyway, but that was the first time I'd ever had anyone outside of the band comment on anything, which was, from a personal point of view, I'll never forget that.
Yeah, I think highlights for me, I've really enjoyed at the end of the game going around and getting the feedback. I mean, we've been quite lucky. We've played our local a few times. We've played other bars, but we've been really well received. And we played a birthday party in a venue. I won't say because I don't want to put anything on it, but it was just it wasn't very busy, should we say? And even like the bar staff going up to us at the end and saying, we'd love to have you back when it's a better event type thing. I think it just gives you like, there's no better feeling, I don't think, personally. And then just one other thing before is seeing like how we progress and how we're coming together. And like some songs are finished and I think, wow, we just absolutely smashed that. And look around and all the lads feel the same. And as I touched on, not many of us have performed gigs before. And Martin only learnt the drums like 2 years ago. And Andy, our bass player, is relatively new bass player. And I've only ever kind of sung on karaoke before being in the band. And so just seeing us all progress together, I enjoy that. I really enjoy it.
Yeah, I think for me, it's, like I'd agree with what Naka said, like really proud of the progress we've made, in a relatively short space of time, from sort of when we first started talking about it and it was a bit of an idea and then, all of a sudden we're kind of out there gigging, and the second part of it is kind of the social aspect, because getting to do this kind of stuff with your four mates is, it's great. It's absolutely great, being able to, perform songs, get the good feedback from the crowd, and then inevitably we'll go and have a drink somewhere, the next day or whatever and have a chat about it. It's, it's great. It is really great.
Awesome. Well, we have another one of your originals, which you have sent over. So let's take some time to hear this one. This tune right here is Crowd Pleaser by our guests on the show today, Blueberry Hawks.
Testing, 1, 2, 1, 2. Everybody on back, you see. This is a public service announcement. We're about to kick this off night. Don't count on this.
stride. Like a wrecking ball, I was supposed to fall, but you saved my life. All my thoughts were etched in pen, and I know less than I knew then. But I wasn't schooled in how to blow my mind. Crowd pleaser, just out to tease me all the time. Crowd pleaser, just want you to see it through my eyes. Crowd pleaser, why don't you quit it with your lies? Crowd pleaser. Do the voices tell the truth, or is it lies and fakes? So listen up, take a sec, and see what you make of it. So roll me back into the day when I knew more than I could say. But as I go, I forget just why it blew my mind. Crowd pleaser, just out to tease me all the time. Crowd pleaser, just want you to see it through my eyes. Crowd pleaser, why don't you quit it with your lies? Crowd pleaser.
Listen up, people. This is a public service announcement. I said, listen up, people. Put your heads straight down and listen. All the non-rock and rollers with your big Converse and your t-shirt and your haircut from the 90s, get to the back of the arena. I said, you with your Converse and your haircut, get to the back. Only rock and rollers allowed in the front. I repeat, only rock and rollers allowed in the front. If you've got a problem with that, you know where the door is. Come on.
Crowd pleaser, just out to tease me all the time. Crowd pleaser, just want you to see it through my eyes. Crowd pleaser, why don't you quit it with your lies? Crowd pleaser.
That right there was Blueberry Hawks with Crowd Pleaser, the Buckley-based rock band who have joined us on Flexy Fridays today. So what can the fans of Blueberry Hawks and viewers of Flexy Fridays be looking forward to from yourselves in the coming year?
Well, I think we've got some gigs coming up. Like Matt said, we've got a EP coming out on the 5th of February with an accompanying music video as well. What we are going to be doing is maybe focusing a little bit more on our original songs. We've got quite a lot of them coming up. We've got one in the pipeline that we've nearly perfected now. So we're going to be including another original in our set list. And I think for the next few months, certainly, I personally would like us to really focus on the original stuff and, you know, be able to let people know more about what we are about as a band, as opposed to, you know, just being the majority covers.
Yeah, I'd say we're branching out a bit more now as well. So we're going, as I said before, the day we release the EP, the 5th of February, available on all music streaming platforms. We're playing at Manchester. And then we've also got interest from the Bouverie, which they're meant to actually come back to me today, which is another live music venue in Chester, which is more in the student area. And then we've also got a contact at the parish in Wrexham. So we've got something that's not actually in the diary as yet, but we've had initial interest to go and play there. So as I said before, any other venues in Wrexham that are looking for live music, then please get in touch. We have got a few booked in, but there's still plenty of slots in the diary that we'd love to fill, and we're trying to venture out of our comfort zone a bit more and play to people that don't necessarily know us. So it's all good for the experience for us as we progress as a band.
Where can people stay up to date on all the news related to Blueberry Hawks online?
It's only really through the Facebook page at the moment. We've been asked, and I don't really do Instagram, so I'm not really down with the kids, shall we say. But we're going to hopefully have an Instagram page launched soon, and we've also got the website, which is blueberryhawks.co.uk. But the main one that we definitely pick up messages and everything for is via the Facebook page and via Messenger. I don't know whether Martin's our social media guy.
No, I think that's a fair summary. That's a fair summary. Yeah, Facebook's kind of our main medium. Like I say, we're looking to branch out into Insta and stuff like that. But because we're all a bit old and decrepit, it takes us a while to work these things out. So just have to bear with us.
All right then. Well, I will be sure to link your Facebook page and website in the description to this video. Now, before we wrap up the interview, I would just like to give each of you an opportunity to say any final words to our audience before we go.
I'd just say thanks for tuning in, and thanks for having us on. This has probably been the first radio. Well, it's not probably. It is the first radio interview we've kind of done. So it's a bit of a new thing for us. But yeah, anyone get in touch if you're interested in our music, and please download or stream our EP on the 5th of February.
Yeah, and I think just seconding that from myself. Thanks very much to all the team at Flexy Records for having us on. Maybe we'll do something together in the future as well. Who knows? And big thanks to anyone that's listening. Thanks for tuning in, and feel free to reach out to us on social media.
I'm just going to echo what the others say. Thanks very much for having us on. Hopefully people enjoyed what they heard from us, and there's going to be more coming out this year. So just subscribe to the page, follow us. Hopefully we'll have something new again soon after the 5th of February.
Awesome. Well, massive thanks to yourselves, Blueberry Hawks, for joining us here on the show today. It's really great to get a chance to speak to you, and I have no doubt our audience will have loved the tunes that we have played today. And let's hope you can get some gigs on our turf in Wrexham, because I'd love to come and see you. And massive thanks, of course, to our audience who have taken the time out of their day to tune into this little podcast right here. Your support means a great lot to us, and it's the whole reason why we keep doing what we're doing. If you want to stay up to date on everything Flexy Records related, be sure to check out the link tree in the description. And that is about it for this week. So take care and ciao for now.